Hi, I'm Jake, and I wanted to show you guys my tow car and equipment. So I picked up a 2008 Kia Sentra hatchback with 180,000 miles on it for $2,400. I probably wouldn't pay much more than that for it. I put a Roadmaster base plate on it, which, to be perfectly honest, was a gigantic bitch to install myself. Bolts to the frame in a couple spots. On top of the base plate, I got the Roadmaster Stonemaster tow bar. The nice thing about this, not only does it fold up nice and neat on the front of your tow car, but you actually don't have to get perfectly lined up with the truck that you're towing it with, because these arms, just push these buttons in and you can move it all around, and then after you're hooked up, all you gotta do is pull forward on it and those lock in place. And then folding it up, just as simple. Push those buttons in, pick her straight up, and fold it up. My only complaint about this tow bar did not come with this storage pin, so I had to make a special trip to Tractor Supply just for that. It's supposed to come with the storage pin, mine just didn't. What else we get? Another important piece of equipment is my universal hitch. This is what they call the Elkhart hitch. I got it from Elkhart Hitch Shop. Just look them up on Google. Don't have much of a website, so I'll have to give them a call. And this is actually more than one product here, because I've got a couple of drops and extensions in here. The guy asked me if I needed any extensions with it. I told him, you know what, just give me whatever you think I'm gonna need so that I have it when I need it. It's a pretty good piece of kit. For the tow bar, obviously you're towing something, you need safety chains. I got the Roadmaster coiled cables. I think these are 4 feet long. Turns out that's not long enough. So I ended up having to get a bunch of chain, which of course you can find anywhere. You find a Lowe's on the road or a Home Depot, you can get chain. That chain, this gold chain, which is transport chain, I originally intended to wrap around the hitch and the frame of the truck, just for a little added security to keep the hitch on the truck in case something goes wrong. But I ended up having to use it for a safety chain for towing, because these cables just barely reached, and so, you know, if I wanted to do anything other than go in a straight line, I would have had a problem on my hands. Now, I did originally get a torque wrench for doing the bolts on the hitch. If you're not familiar with the Elkhart hitch, these clamps go on the truck frame, and you tighten those bolts in onto the frame, and that's what holds it in place. I saw on another video they suggested 70 foot-pounds of torque on those bolts. Well, I didn't think that was enough, so I set the torque wrench up as high as it goes. I think it goes up to 100. And I snapped the damn thing. So, ended up just getting a regular old adjustable wrench then after that, 12-inch adjustable wrench. When I got to my first delivery and went to take the hitch off of the truck frame, that adjustable wrench wasn't cutting it. Even hammering on it, I couldn't get those bolts loosened. So I thought about going into the customer and saying, hey, do your maintenance guys have a cheater bar or something like that? And then I realized that this bit works as a real nice cheater bar, and those peppers came right off. So I'm probably going to use that as a cheater bar, even for tightening the bolts up when I hook up. Also got a few light adapters for my trailer lights, because I don't have the car wired up, because that seemed like it would be a giant pain in the ass. This is a standard tractor light plug. Just pull the electrical cable out of the back of the cab and throw that in there, and it goes to 4-way flat. Also picked up this 6-round to 4 flat. I don't even know what would use that. I just figured I'd get it just in case I run into it. That way I don't got to worry about it on the road. And got a 7 blades to 4 flat. Even though I don't haul RVs, figured what the hell. You never know what you might run into. So, might as well grab it. Now, my light is a pretty nice bit of kit. I've actually got it here in my truck charging up. This is a Towmate wireless light. It's real nice because you just throw it on the back of the car, on the roof, because it's a hatchback. And it's got this wireless dongle here that you plug in where you would, normally plug in your trailer lights. And it works pretty well. My only complaint about it is it's advertised for a 10-hour battery capacity. Now, if you're running, you can drive 11 hours within a 14-hour time period in your day. So you could be exceeding that. Now, a solution to that would be to keep it plugged in to the cigarette lighter in the car. That way it'd always be charged. Problem with that is these newer cars, it seems, all of them, don't power the cigarette lighter or the 12-volt power point when the car isn't running, or at least when the power isn't turned on. Now, I don't keep the power turned on in the car because all I have to do to keep the steering wheel unlocked so that I can tow it with the steering floating as it wants, I'll just turn it to accessory. But apparently that isn't enough to get power, and I'm worried that if I turn the power on to the car, either I'll end up killing my battery after, 10, 12-hour day, or it might run the odometer, and I definitely don't want to run the odometer while I'm towing it. I do have, if you saw, I do have a pillow and a blanket back here. I was planning on sleeping in the car rather than spending, anywhere from 50 to, 120 bucks a night on hotels. Turns out I can't fit in the back seat. But I was thinking of putting the back seats down and basically sleeping diagonally with my feet in the trunk. I haven't tried it yet, but that's my goal. I think that's about it. It's a pretty nice, it's not a pretty nice car. It's got problems, but it gets 34 miles per gallon, which is fantastic compared to this old heap 92 Blazer. I don't claim to have all the equipment that I'm ever going to need, because you never know what you're going to run into. I just picked up random tools on the road as I need. Got this car booster, battery jumper on Amazon for $100. So I figured just in case the car dies on me while I'm towing it down the road. I did try it on a tractor my last trip because I wanted to pick up a tractor and the batteries were dead on it. Did not work. And it's not that capacity is not supposed to work on that large of a vehicle, so I wasn't terribly surprised, but figured I had it, might as well give it a try, since of course I don't have normal jumper cables on me. I may have been able to jump it with the car itself. Just socket set that I picked up at a truck stop. Got a new Dremel specifically to put that base plate on because I had to trim some of the front bumper off to get parts to fit. I think that's pretty much it. The Elkhart hitch, they don't even have a price on their website. I want to say, just for the hitch itself, and I don't even know what would come with that out of these 4 parts, was about $250. All in all, with shipping, and the shipping itself was like $70. It was $400, $450, something like that. The light bar, maybe $100. It's definitely, if you know anything about Driveaway, it's a business where you gotta spend money to make money. And even after I have all this, my situation this past week was I don't have any money, therefore I can't work because I can't pay tolls, pay hotels, things like that. So I'm just waiting for money from my last trip to come rolling in, because that's a company that's slow to pay. I have orientation tomorrow with another company that does next day pay. So I'm going to be running hard with them for a bit just to, get my finances in order. And the other nice thing about having a tow car, it's not just a matter of, saving money on rental cars and Ubers, but you can carry all your crap with you. I buy Monster by the case. I just carry the whole darn case with me. I don't have to worry about buying Monster on the road at, gas station prices or truck stop prices. And I don't, if I was doing rental cars and Ubers, I would have to keep moving stuff like that from vehicle to vehicle to vehicle to vehicle. Whereas with the tow car, I can just leave it in the car and I always have it when I need it. So that's about that. I'm still pretty new to Driveaway, but I'm looking forward to it. I figured it's about the same as being an owner-operator, in that you get to do what you want, go where you want, when you want, but without the huge truck payment involved and all the stress of truck maintenance and truck repairs. Now, you do have to do some truck repairs in Driveaway. I had to get that truck jumped by the customer, whereas if they weren't able to do it, I would have had to call a tow truck to come out and do it for me, because God forbid I have normal jumper cables on me. I've had to replace a headlight on a truck already, and I'm sure other Driveaway drivers have a lot more stories than I do about that sort of thing, because I've literally only done 4 trips. But my first 3 trips doing Driveaway were using rental cars and Ubers. Not only was a massive waste of money, but you're relying on someone else's schedule like that. Not all the rental car agencies are open at reasonable times in the morning. Well, I say reasonable times, but you need a rental car at 7 o'clock. Well, guess what? They don't open till 9. So I spent, just in those 3 trips, I spent hours upon hours just sitting around waiting for places to open, or just even trying to find rental cars, because a lot of places I was at, they were sold out. So definitely a good investment. I figure, even though it's not the nicest car in the world, and it might even end up being a heap, but if it lasts me for a year, it's gonna more than pay for itself. Worst case, the wheels fall off it a year from now. I'll just have to find another car, and the only thing I'll have to do is get a new base plate for another car, which that's only a couple $100, versus trying to find something really good, which would end up being a lot more expensive when I'm only starting out in this business. That didn't seem like a very smart investment. So just wanted to show you all my tow car, and guess I'll catch you later.